starting out with the Smashbox 24-Hour Photo Finish Eyelid Primer, and I'm just going to smooth this along my lids with my fingers. Next, I'm taking the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette, and I'm going to start by blending the shade Limit on a fluffy crease blending brush. And I'm just going to be blending this into the crease area and just below my brow bone. I personally like to blend the transition color a little bit higher because the bone underneath my eyebrow is a little more prominent, and I like to try and recede that with eyeshadow. On a more angled crease brush, I'm taking Nooner, which is similar in tone but a little bit deeper, and I'm going to further define my crease. I'm gradually building up the color and then deepening it further with the shade Dark Side. On an angled liner or pencil brush, I'm taking Dark Side, and I'm going to further deepen that outer V area. A brush like this helps you create much more of a clean, precise line. And then I'm blending that inwards. And then of course, going back with that fluffy brush to blend the crease and transition area. With more of a flat brush, I'm applying Trick all over the inner half of the eye. I'm applying this thinly at first and then going back to build up that color. Next, I'm dampening my brush with some MAC Fix Plus and the shade Slow Fast Slow. It's very shimmery, a little bit glittery, so that's why a damp brush works best, and I'm pressing this right over top, just to add a little bit extra shimmer and dimension. I'm also packing on a little bit extra with my finger and then cleaning up the lines with a Q-tip. Next, I'm taking the new Pure Minerals Double Ego Double-Ended Liner, and I'm going in with the pencil side first, just to sort of do a rough outline. This makes it really easy to do wing liner for anyone who is maybe a beginner or is looking for an easy trick. And then I'm going to trace over the line with the liquid. And then I realized that the liner I picked up was defective. It was dry and chunky and really weird. And I know it's not supposed to be like that because I've used them at work all the time and they're a beautiful liner, so I'm definitely going to have to exchange that. So I switched over to the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner. Next, I'm curling my eyelashes, which is a must for me because my natural lashes are very straight. And then I'm going in with the Benefit Roller Lash Mascara. This one is amazing for adding length and curl, and overall just enhances the look of your eyelashes. I like to push the wand right to the root and then wiggle it upwards. And then my camera got blurry here, but I just popped on some false lashes. These were very cheap ones that I actually ordered off of eBay, so they're not always the best, but they do the trick. Then I like to go over the lash line again with liquid liner just to make sure it's as dark as it can be. And then I am tight lining my top waterline with a black kohl liner. Then taking the Stila smudge stick in the shade Damsel, I'm lining my lower waterline. Using a brown instead of black is a nice alternative if you want to soften your look a little bit. Taking the Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer, this is the Nourishing Primer. I'm just going to smooth this mostly on my cheeks because that's where I tend to get the driest. Now I'm going to be mixing two foundations. First, the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. This one is relatively new, along with the Maybelline Fit Me. This is the hydrating one. The Infallible is really nice for long wear. It definitely stays put, but my skin's more on the dry side and it is way too matte for me. So I like to mix it with a tiny bit of the Maybelline Fit Me just to get a little bit more moisture and dewiness back. I like to start by dabbing it onto my skin with my fingers and then blending it out just to warm the product up a little bit. And then I go in with my beauty blender to blend it out. For this I wanted to apply thinner layers just so it looks a bit more natural. I know this color looks a little bit too dark and yellow for me in this light, but in person it does match my body. If you do have dry skin, you might not like this foundation. I think I'll only be able to use it in the summer or with mixing because on its own it is much too dry for me, much too matte. Next I'm going with the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer, and I'm going to start by applying this under my eyes and then just blending it out with the Beauty Blender. I really like a beauty blender for blending out the under eyes. I just think if you do have drier skin or you tend to crease a lot, it's really nice for blending out your concealer. Then I'm just taking the Sigma F80 Flat Kabuki and I'm just sort of pressing this into my skin to make sure it's all blended and pick up any excess product. Then with the Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Palette, I'm going to take the lightest shade here because I'm pretty fair right now. And this is a matte contour brush. And I'm going to start by placing this right into the hollows of my cheeks and blending it out with the MAC 109 contour brush. The flat brush is great for depositing color, but I find it can look a little bit too heavy, so that's why I like to blend it out with something fluffier. I'm also just taking it along my jawline and of course along the nose. I actually filmed this before I got my nasal surgery, so this is the last video you'll see me with my nose looking like that because it is totally different now. Next I'm taking the Urban Decay Naked Face Palette, I think it's called. And I'm going to take the bronze shade first on a fluffy brush, and I'm going to mostly apply this to the outer part of my face, just in a soft kind of 3 motion, just to add some extra depth and warmth. Then I'm taking the highlight shade from that palette on the Liz Wautier fan brush, and I'm just going to apply a little bit of this to the high points of my cheeks. Highlight is my favorite part of my makeup routine. Then I'm taking the blush shade on an angled blush brush. This is a cheap one that I got from makeup school. I love the blush shade from this palette. It is so natural looking, it's so perfect. I don't do this every day, but I decided I wanted to sort of crisp up that blush and contour. So using a dense sponge and a fair amount of a matte translucent powder, I'm just going to apply this in a line underneath the contour. And I'm going to let that set. Then I'm taking Buck mixed with Dark Side on a pencil brush, and I am just going to apply this to my lower lash line. And then I'm going to blend it out with more of a dome-shaped pencil crease brush. For the inner corner, I'm taking that highlight shade from the Naked Face Palette again, and also applying that to my brow bone. Then taking a clean, fluffy brush, I'm just going to brush away that powder, and you'll see how it just really cleans and crisps up that line. And of course, don't forget mascara on your lower lash line. For lips, I'm taking the Liz Wautier Nude Lip Liner and the Clinique Pop Lip Color in the shade Nude Pop. Just gonna quickly line mostly my top lip because it's pretty small and uneven, and then fill in with that lipstick. These shades really work well together. And of course, setting with the Urban Decay Chill Makeup Setting Spray. Let that sit, and that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.